Oh, no, Rango sits. Rango sits. Muy bien. Muy bien, Lara. That's my boy Bruce. Jerry, you never sits. You don't even know how to sit. Lucy sits. Lucy sits. Muy bien, vamos. So I'm pretty excited today. I did another new first. I'm a bit of an adventure, I guess you could say. I like to try things all the time. But I don't just like to try things because for no reason, just to try things. I usually like to try things because I usually learn a lot while I do it. And I also usually find out that all the things that you're told not to do are the things you absolutely 100% should do immediately. I've talked about that in the past. Pretty much this matrix, whatever it is, this cult, our culture, this cult we're in, the Matrix, gives you all the wrong information constantly, and also has all the Matrix dwellers constantly reinforcing it. So that happened when I first said I was going to eat a lot of fruit. A lot of people, and I assumed a lot of the people I kind of knew on Facebook, even though there's 18 or 19,000 of them, but I just kind of assumed they were kind of your more smarter kind of people because they're into anarchy and stuff like that, which is, you know, the peaceful religion, the true peaceful religion. It's not even a religion, it's just, you know, life. But, you know, so many people freaked out when I said I was going to eat fruit. Because they're, you know, people don't realize how brainwashed they are in the Matrix. And, you know, you just get this your whole life. All this propaganda. And from the schools, the government indoctrination camps. That's why they have them. Buenos dias. Jerry. And, so anyway, I don't just like to, some people say, oh, Jeff's just crazy, he just does anything because he doesn't care. Well, sort of. Like when you say I don't care, I'm not scared. I have no fear, really. But that actually, that's an interesting topic too. Because I don't have any fear doesn't mean I'm courageous. I've seen some people say, oh, you're quite courageous. You don't seem to have any fear. It's like, well, if I don't have any fear, then I'm not courageous, right? Because it's the person who is really scared to do something, but does it anyway because it's the right thing, that's courageous. I'm more like, I'm not scared to die. I have no fear for whatever reason. It might be my depression for 20 years that I'm just like, I don't care. I'll just die or whatever. But it doesn't mean I'm courageous. But I don't just do stuff for no reason. But I am what I found because by doing literally hundreds and hundreds of things I was told not to do, and this goes back my whole life, and every time it turned out way better than if I didn't do it. I'm just like, okay, whatever anyone tells me not to do now, that's a really good hint that I'm on the right track. And this goes all the way back to when I told my mom I didn't want to go to the government indoctrination camps when I was like 13 years old. I was like, this is a waste of my time, Mom. But, you know, the cult says you got to stay in school. Mr. T even says it. He says it on TV. Stay in school, fool. Don't be a fool. Stay in school. Yeah, be a fool. Stay in school. Everything's the opposite. Keep getting indoctrinated. Keep having your soul sucked out of you. Your desire to learn. Have that crushed under the boot of tyranny. Then I worked at a bank. And I started an internet company while I worked at the bank, and people said, oh, and then I quit right when they offered me the bank manager position when I was like 21 years old. And somehow, without a college education, I was offered that because I was actually kind of smart, kind of didn't listen to everything they told me in school. And I quit, and everyone said, you can't quit, you can't. That's crazy. You've got a job for life at the bank. And I told them even back then, I was like, I don't want a job for life at the bank. That sounds like the worst thing that could ever happen. See, everyone's brainwashed, they're confused. Yeah, but you'll get free. I had one lady come up. I'd already quit. And she was begging me. She worked at the bank. She worked it her whole life. She was destroyed. She died like very quickly afterwards. She was overweight and completely unhappy. But even her, she was like, you can't quit. And I was like, why? She was like, you get free dental. Okay, here's my teeth, all right? They seem fine. Rarely ever go to the dentist. Actually don't even brush my teeth that much. I found you don't really need to if your diet's good. That's all a lie too. Surprise, surprise. I think total I spent on my teeth since I quit my job when I was 20, how old was I, 22, 23? I guess 23 or maybe even 24. So I guess I was 23 or 24, not 21. But so that was what? I can't do the math really easily because I went to government indoctrination camps. Oh, hey, hey! Okay, my dogs. Yeah, Letta, yeah! Okay, here's these other dogs. These are different dogs now. Hang on. Yeah. Ben? Letta! Ben? Bruce? Okay, they're trying to get to know them. These are the dogs from yesterday. Yep, it's okay. It's okay. Letta wants to play. It's okay, you guys can play. Just don't cause any problems. Lucy, it's okay. Letta, no, no! Do not show those teeth to my dogs. No! Get out of here. Get out of here. You show your teeth, you're gonna have to fight me. Do not show your teeth like that. Ringo, Ben, Letta, Ben. You go. All right. We solved another immigration problem. Where's oh, I bet Jerry ran home. Jerry, don't be such a pussy, Jerry. Oh, come on. Jerry, Ben. It's okay. Yeah, muy bien, Jerry, muy bien. Muy bien. That's my boy. Ben. Actually, I hear more people coming. Let's walk back this way. All right, so another immigration issue solved. Those are those dogs from the other day. Look like street dogs. I feel bad for them. I can't take any more into my house. That's how I have so many dogs in the first place. They seemed okay though. They're obviously, one was showing his teeth a bit, which is kind of natural when you have all these dogs surrounding you and you're kind of scared. But as soon as I let them know that you know, I was going to control my dogs and that if they just leave, everything would be fine, they did. So that was good. I feel bad for them, but what can I do? I can't take every street dog in the world. My house is already full of stuff I've adopted. Anyway, what was I talking about? I don't remember. Oh, quitting my job at the bank, yeah. I haven't gotten into the whole point of this video yet. I haven't even touched on it yet. So yeah, let's just get right to the point of what I wanted to talk about, which is why I'm kind of happy today, because I tried something new again, and it went incredibly well, and that's a dry fast. I've never done a dry fast before. And a dry fast, for people who don't know, is a fast where you don't eat or drink, not water or anything. So really you're not ingesting anything at all. And I started at 9 o'clock at night on the night before last. And I went all the way till 9 o'clock last night. And I have to say, it was really awesome. So much so that I think I'm going to do it again today. So I broke my fast last night with some fruit, some bananas, some blueberries, some raspberries, and some dehydrated banana and mango chips that have the same texture as like cereal, like cornflakes almost. And a lot of coconut milk, sort of like cereal. Tastes amazing. Actually, it tastes so amazing after dry fasting for 24 hours. And right after that, I went right to bed. I was so tired, but not that tired like, oh, I'm gonna die tired. Just like, I really just want to sleep. And it was awesome. I had an amazing sleep. So I think I might dry fast at least for, I'm thinking about intermittently dry fasting now instead of intermittently fasting, because it was so amazing, and I'll tell you guys why. So before we get to why or what happened, I should explain my understanding. Now, I could be totally wrong. I looked into this for a couple days on the internet, However, I always follow my gut. Trust your gut, which is almost always right. Actually, pretty much always right. That's, you know, the whole saying, trust your gut. And my whole sort of health thing started with healing my gut. That's where I even had shamans, because I don't really go to doctors for obvious reasons. But even shamans who had never even met me, my wife would hire them. They'd work in Mexico City and they'd ask the universe. And they'd be like, yeah, he's got a bad stomach. And I knew I did. I was always bloated, always distended. And I knew it was mostly from drinking way too much. I could even tell while I was drinking. I was like, oh, my stomach feels so bad. But I was kind of like of the mindset, I don't care. Maybe I'll die faster if I do this sort of thing. That's how depressed I was. Anyway, that's the whole thing. So I healed my gut quite a bit now. It's still not perfect, but getting there big time, especially with this dry fast. I'll get into that. But what I understand about it is, here's the theory from what I understand. I could be totally wrong. But I've found most medical doctors are always wrong. So chances are I'm more right than them, just from like a day of looking into it. By the way, why isn't there any doctors, medical doctors, on all my videos going, oh wow, you had those results? I should look into this. Why is there never, ever? In fact, if there ever is a doctor who comes and comments, they're always like, you're gonna die, you're an idiot. Proof, not dying, feeling amazing, looking great, by the way. Feeling great. No, the reason is because they spent their whole life, they want to be a doctor because they thought that would get them respect, because they didn't get any respect on their own because they were losers. And they're really good at memorizing stuff. And so they thought, oh, I'm really special, I can memorize stuff. So they went through their 12 years of government indoctrination, memorized it, got A+, really showed they were obedient and able to easily memorize and repeat information. And they went for like 4 or 8 more years of it, which cost them like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And then they're like fully invested. They're like, well, I spent my whole life doing this. Now I'm a doctor. Now I know. Now I'm the most respected in society. Not for long if I have anything to do with it. And definitely not respected by me. Your average medical doctor. If you come up to me at a party and you're like, yeah, I'm a, what do they call them? GD or something? General doctor? I'll be like, so you prescribe pharmaceuticals? And they'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, get out of here. I don't even want to talk to you. You're disgusting. So that's the respect level I've got. What was I talking? I'm going off on so many tangents. I don't even remember what I was talking about exactly. Going off on too many tangents. Oh, so yeah, why don't doctors actually listen to this stuff? Well, that's why, because they're invested in it. They've spent all their money. They're in debt. They need all these people to be sick and come to their office so they can make them more sick with more chemicals. It's really evil. Any doctors out there, if you're doing that, I don't know if you believe in heaven or hell. I don't know if that's real or not. But if you believe in it, you're going to hell. Absolutely. So you might want to stop. You might want to repent your sins. But even if there is no heaven or hell, there is such a thing as karma, and you're probably getting it right now. Even I've met a lot of these doctors. They're almost always unhappy. That's what you always hear about doctors, right? They're usually like, not all of them. Like, don't get me wrong. I know there's a few that are decent. Usually they're older and they don't believe in the system, but they have to do it because of they'll be put in jail if they don't. This is how sick the system is. But you know, a lot of the doctors, they will, you know, just do this. You know, just do this. I think they even probably know it's wrong. Although maybe not. Maybe they're that stupid. Like, these people are not very smart if they've gone to that much college. That shows. I used to not hire people if they had a college education. So, you know, I've hired hundreds of people in my life. I've hired over like 300 for my internet company in the 90s. And that was my thing. Like, they'd come in, they'd go, hey, we're thinking about hiring this guy. And I look at the resume, I'd be like, oh, he went to college. And they'd be like, yeah. I'd be like, yeah, no way. No way. Guy's obviously not very smart. And my company was amazing. I just got the tech bubble wrong. Anyway, whatever. So, man, I keep going off track. But in good ways, I think, right? Got some good stories here. It's a beautiful morning here. There's another off-track comment. Anyway, let's get off the topic of how stupid doctors are. And let's get into what happened to me yesterday, because this is what it's all about. And a lot of people, like I said, hey, Jeff, you tell the health ranger to stick to vitamins, why don't you stick to finance? Well, this is my personal channel, and this is my personal experience. So if the health ranger wants to talk about his personal experience with Bitcoin, that's fine. But he's saying like, Bitcoin's a scam, Bitcoin's a Ponzi scheme, Bitcoin will stop mining in the next 8 years, and then it will be definitely dead, which is just wrong. The mining won't stop in Bitcoin for over 100 years. So he's just putting out wrong information, whether he does it on purpose or he's just ignorant. Doesn't matter, because I get a lot of people commenting like, did you see what the health ranger said? I look at him like, he's an idiot. Now, I'm not saying which vitamins to take because I've, learned this or read this. I'm like, I took these, here's how I felt. Take it for what you want. So here's my experience on a dry fast, my first dry fast yesterday. So I had no problems after 9 o'clock at night not eating or drinking, because that's fairly normal for me. I really actually won't eat or drink really after 9 normally, so that's no problem. Woke up around 7 in the morning. So we're already getting close to 12 hours. I went for the walk with the dogs and the kids yesterday. My wife wasn't here, so I told them they didn't have to go to Montessori school. Had a great day, by the way. I got to tell my wife all about it, because she's the one who wants them to go to school. I'm like, they don't have to. We had a great day yesterday. They were so happy. But they actually love their Montessori school, so they want to go, so whatever. Anyway, off topic yet again. So, wake up, walk the dogs, felt great, and I just worked basically most of the day, and I was just flying. Like, almost like, not high, but like, everything was just vibing, like just flowing. I was just going. Lots of energy. Like, that was not an issue. If anything, more energy than normal. This is what I've found on all of my fasts, whether it's a juice fast or a master fast. I always have way more energy while I'm fasting, which tells me something, right? And well, here's the thing that was interesting about yesterday. I was working and having a great time, and just flowing, totally flowing. It was not an issue. Every now and then I thought, oh, I feel a little bit hungry, but it was just gone. I just kind of took a breath and it was gone. That's, where this meditation, all that stuff really comes in handy. You're able to differentiate between because your body's actually not hungry after just 12 hours of not eating. That's your candida, your parasites, they're hungry. Your average person really won't, because you've got fat stores, your body could totally use that. So when you're feeling hungry, that's either your blood sugar is high or low, which is actually because your diet's bad. Because my blood sugar is probably totally fine, because I don't even, I never get hungry. Like, I remember, years ago I used to get hungry, that hunger that people get sometimes, where they're like, if I don't eat in like 5 minutes, I'm gonna die. That's how they actually feel. That's a big issue. You got to get off of what you're eating and get on some fasting and get over that. But anyway, so I was doing it and feeling great, and I kept looking outside as I'm doing. And I went for an hour and a half walk. I went for an extra long walk, and then I got back and I did my coffee enema and some meditation, and that just went on for a lot longer than you. Everything was kind of like, I did it more. I was just like, my walk was longer, my meditation was longer. But before I knew, it was like 11 in the morning. So 3 hours just blew by. And I hadn't even done anything yet, like any work. And I started doing work. And as I'm doing it, I kept looking outside. I was like, man, I'd love to be out there. I didn't consciously think that, but that's, looking back, that's what I was thinking. And after a while, whenever I had a little break, like I'd send an email, and before I went to the next email, I'd be like, I'm just gonna go outside for a few minutes. I'd go outside, I'd just like go like this. I was like, oh, it feels so good. And it wasn't like because I was cold or anything, it just felt good for whatever reason. And this went on for a couple hours until it was like 4 in the afternoon, and I looked out and it was still really sunny out. And I went, I'm just gonna go outside and lie down in the sun and maybe even take a siesta, which I've never done before. Go in the sun, in the hot Acapulco, and take a siesta. Never even thought about doing that before. But that felt like what I wanted to do, so I did. And I went out and lied down. I didn't fully fall asleep, but I was pretty close to falling asleep. And I lied out for probably about 45 minutes, maybe even longer, in the sun, and felt awesome. And by the end of it, I was sweating, and I felt really good. And at the end of it, I even though I didn't sleep, I kind of went, okay, I'm not going to sleep, and I kind of feel like getting back to work, so I will. I got up, and I went and took a cold shower, and that felt so good. The whole thing felt amazing. I just felt like awesome, and which I rarely feel that awesome. Although with my new diet and my fasting and everything, I feel really good most of the time now, but like up until a couple of months ago, I never felt like that ever, not even close. So then I was thinking about it a little bit. I was like, why am I wanting so much sun? And then I got reading and looking on the internet about dry fasting, and then some people were saying you get most of your nutrition, your energy from the sun. And I was like, if that's actually true, that's what I was doing then, because I wasn't eating or drinking, so my body wanted the sun. And it even got to the point, I was looking up on the internet, I'm actually going to do this. I was looking on Amazon for glasses that you could wear that look like sunglasses that will put your computer monitor that you can use in the sun. So, like those 3D glasses, but there's these small ones you can get that cover your whole eye. So I could sit out in the sun with a keyboard and a mouse and a computer that would be in the shade, obviously. And, who's that? Jetty! Jetty, Ben! Oh, there he is. So I could sit out in the sun, like the hot Acapulco sun, and work all day. That's what I want to do. So that's what my body's telling me to do when I'm dry fasting. So I felt awesome. I had an amazing sleep last night. Jetty, Ben! Jetty! Jetty, Ben! Jetty! Lizzie! Lizzie, Ben! Jetty! Ben! Lizzie! Muy bien. Muy bien. So yeah. So today I think I'm going to dry fast at least until 3 in the afternoon, which is my normal intermittent fasting. But I'm just going to dry fast. Oh, and to tell you how I felt as well. A lot of people said, oh, weren't you like, wasn't your mouth all dry? Didn't you feel all dry? No, I felt totally awesome the whole day. Lots of saliva in my mouth. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot the best part. Around early evening, after I did the sun thing, I went to the washroom. I've got this little cup there that I sometimes pee into to see if my kidneys are filtering out the toxins through my urine. And since I've started looking, they haven't been. And from what I understand, and this is something I'm still learning about, in order to fully detox, you need your kidneys to be filtering out the toxins from your lymphatic system into your urine. This is my understanding for people like Dr. Morris, natural doctor, not medical doctor, obviously. Wouldn't listen to him if he's a medical doctor. And a lot of people online. There's so many people into this stuff now. So I don't fully understand why, but my understanding is that my lymphatic system has been so blocked up that it's basically cut off my kidneys from filtering toxins into my urine. Apparently it's possible my adrenal glands are pretty bad after years and years of drinking and smoking and no exercise. And that shuts down the kidneys from doing that. Now, since I've been testing them, my urine is always totally clear. And it's kind of funny because, of course, medical doctors will tell you that's what you want. Almost always the exact opposite. And if it is cloudy with a lot of stuff in it, a lot of sediment, they'll tell you, oh, you got a problem. And they'll give you some pills to take care of that. Well, I think it's the exact opposite from what I've heard and learned. But what's interesting is, while I'm doing the dry fast yesterday, in the early evening, I peed into a jar and I could see lots of little floaty things in it. Lots of stringy white things. And I'll I'll bet I haven't been releasing toxins from my lymphatic system for years, because I had a horrible diet from at least 2012. That's when I really started to smoke, really started to drink. I was so stressed out, had all these problems, went bankrupt, all that kind of stuff. And then even before that, I'd have, you know, when I was traveling the world, I drank a lot, although I'd have periods of time where I wouldn't drink at all for like a year. So maybe back then my kidneys were working, filtering out the toxins from the lymphatic system into the urine. But as far as I know, and I'll bet, I'll almost wager, they probably haven't been filtering properly for at least 5 years. That's my guess. Because that's how long I felt really shitty too. Like really shitty. And actually I should talk a little bit about that. Like in the last few months, before I started doing this fasting and changed my diet, I was getting really bad. I could barely get out of bed in the morning. I was all stiff, my entire body. And I wasn't even like at this time drinking a lot or anything. I was like, I just wasn't doing like my fasting. I didn't change my diet. I was eating a lot of meat and dairy and all that kind of stuff. And man, I could barely even walk on my feet. My feet were like, it was like an old person's feet. I felt like I was 100 years old. That's how I felt in the mornings. And it would take hours to kind of like shake it out. And that's all, I believe, from my lymphatic system being completely blocked up. And I'm willing to, willing to wager that if I hadn't changed my diet or got into fasting, that I would have had serious life-ending type issues within a couple years. That's how it looked, and that's how it felt. And so a lot of people might say, "Oh, you're so courageous! Again, you're so courageous for changing your diet and trying these things." Not really. First of all, I wasn't that scared even to die. But secondly, if I didn't change, I'd barely be able to get out of bed, and that's not a good feeling. So I did it because I wanted to improve. Nothing courageous about that. And turns out what I did was awesome. And now I'm so excited about everything now. I'm excited about this. I'm even a little excited. Buenos dias. Let him in. Where's my other chihuahuas? I'm missing 2 chihuahuas. Hey, Lera. Lucy! Jenny! I wonder if they're scared to come down here. If so, we'll go back. Yeah, let's just go back. But yeah, I think I would have probably, if not died, been like some serious dis-ease. What I've learned is, of course, the medical profession needs, what do they really need? Literally thousands and thousands of diseases that they can make up chemicals that fix the symptoms of and actually don't fix the problem. What I've learned is pretty much everything. There's only one problem, and that is your lymphatic system is blocked. And that causes all these other issues, and it might pop up in your, wherever you got the weakness is where the lymphatic toxins will go, and then you get cancer, you'll get any of these thousands and thousands of diseases. But they're all different names for the same symptoms, just in different parts of your body. But if you actually start to detox, you can get rid of anything. And Dr. Morris has said, and I believe it, from what I've seen, he's gotten people rid of cancer. That's no problem. That's easy. I know cancer cures. Those are actually quite easy. Cannabis oil is one of the better ones, but obviously just detox is the best. He actually says, I believe him, that he had a patient who had severed their spine in a car accident. Doctors obviously said never walk again. He put him on an all-fruit diet, and within a few years they were moving. They weren't fully walking, obviously, but they were moving. Anyway, don't listen to anything anyone tells you, including me. Look up all this stuff. Try it. Just try it. Listen to yourself. That's the only... Man, where are my chihuahuas? The only person you should ever listen to is your heart, your soul, your stomach, your gut. Don't even listen to me. But if what I'm saying kind of resonates with you, you're like, hey, there's something about what he's saying that kind of resonates, like, I think he might be right, then try it. And if you have different results, tell people. And I'll be watching, tell me. I'd be like, hey, I did it and here's my results. It wasn't the same as you. I'll be like, oh, interesting. Take that into account. I'll think about that. Maybe we'll think about why that is. Absolutely. I'm not trying to be, see, that's the thing with a lot of these medical doctors. They just want to be right. They want to be the one who knows. I want to be the one who just knows the truth. I don't care what the truth even is. I just want to know what the truth is. Where are my 2 chihuahuas? I'm missing 2 chihuahuas. So anyway, so I'm on this dry fast right now. Do I look pretty rough? Look like I'm gonna fall over any second. Yeah, feel awesome. I feel great. Now there's some people say this could be dangerous. And I think the danger would come if you go much beyond like 3 or 5 days. That's possible. It could be dangerous. But I had some people mentioning it could be dangerous. I did this for 1 day, 24 hours. I don't think so, especially with how I'm feeling. And their theory is that the kidneys need constant water to, hydration to be able to filter. My sense is so far, I don't think so. Not like that. And I think a dry fast. Oh, here's the thing that I learned about dry fast. Hey, Pedros! Okay, I got 2 dogs up here, 2 missing. The only one I can really see is Bruce. They all went off on their own. Pedros! Where are my 2 chihuahuas? I wonder if they're up here. We'll go up here and see if they're up here. I don't think they'd be up here, but we'll take a quick look. I'm missing 2 chihuahuas. Lucy and Jerry. Oh, so what I understand about the dry fast and why it might be so amazing, and I really feel amazing right now. And I ate and drank nothing yesterday, and then I just had some coconut milk and a couple bananas and a couple berries and a few sips of water, and that's it. And I haven't drank or ate anything since. I feel so good right now. I don't see my chihuahuas here, so I don't think they're here. Let them in. But the theory behind the dry fast, here's the theory. With the wet fast, so a juice fast or a master cleanse with lemon juice and maple syrup, or water fast, just a water fast. What they say about that is when you're doing those fasts, it allows your digestive system to rest, and when it can rest, it can start to actually clean out, because you're constantly shoving crap down your pie hole constantly, which is what we're told in our society. Like these parents are telling their kids, eat your dinner. You're doing the exact wrong thing. If they're not hungry, don't make them eat. Their body's actually trying to tell them, and so we all get into that as kids. Letta. Forced to eat, and then after time, and we go to McDonald's, and then we get all these parasites, and then we're like, I feel hungry. You're not actually hungry, the parasites are hungry. Now you're super sick. Everyone's like this, like 99% of people. So what happens when you do a water fast or juice fast is your body goes, oh, thank God you let me relax for a few hours, and now we can actually get to work fixing stuff instead of just processing. And I don't know the exact numbers. I heard numbers. This number sounds high to me, but I heard like 80% of your energy is used just to digest food. Now, I think that might be too high, but it could be right. But even if it's 30%, it's still a very large percentage of your energy is used just to digest your food. So if you can stop eating so much, and on a fast, obviously you're not eating, you get all that energy. So that's why on my fast, I believe, why I feel so good. I don't know where my chihuahuas are. They must have went back to the house. I think they got a little scared with those other dogs. So I'm gonna walk up here though. Rango, Briss, Briss. So the theory is with the water fast and all that, you're allowing your body to cleanse out, and it will get rid of toxins as you're doing it. And that's why I think I felt so good, and so many people feel so good on a fast. Some people say they feel bad. Those people in general are really quite ill, even though they don't necessarily know it, and no medical doctor will tell them that. They need to take it easy and start slower. Start with just eating more fruit, more raw vegetables, and then try a fast, because they're quite ill already. That's why you're feeling tired or feeling whatever. if you don't have a ton of energy and feel great while fasting, then you're in pretty bad shape. So you got to take it easy, take it slow, and just gradually change your diet more. But that's the theory. So on a water fast, that's the theory, that that's what happens. And I think that's totally true. I think it's pretty hard to even argue with it unless you've gone to 8 years of medical school. So the dry fast, the theory is, and I love the theory. I'm a big theory guy. Like, I love the theories. That's why I think I even like anarchy a little bit. It's like the theory of it. How would it work, you know? I love the ideas. The theory is, unlike a water fast, when you do a dry fast, you're not ingesting anything, including liquids. And so very quickly, your body begins to actually burn liquid from the cells, all the cells, every cell in your body. And almost every cell in the body has toxins in it. All the toxins you ingest, they go into every cell. So the theory is, with dry fasting, is when you do it, every cell turns into a little bit of a furnace, burns off the toxins in it itself, kills those toxins, they're just gone. And that's it. So in some ways, dry fasting could be really the answer to true detoxification. If that's true. I don't know if it's true. I'd obviously have to look into it a little bit more in a couple of days. But if that is true, then dry fasting is the answer. And it's kind of funny, right? Because if you look back, a lot of people are Christian or that sort of a thing, and they believe the Bible is the Word of God, right? Well, if so, these people don't seem to really actually listen to it or read it, because all of the people in it all did super long dry fasts. Moses, 40 days. Jesus, 40 days. These are dry fasts. No food, no water. So if you're a Christian out there and you haven't even thought about doing a dry fast, maybe you should read the Bible again. Maybe you're not really paying attention. You look back at most religions, most societies in the past, fasting was always a major part of it. For health reasons, for them mostly. Even today, Muslims, they have Ramadan for a month. They basically fast. I think they can eat at night, but they're basically intermittently fasting for a month. They also don't really drink much alcohol. I think that's pretty smart. I wonder if that's why they want to get rid of these people. Right? Why are they bombing them for like decades and using propaganda to make people think, oh, we got to do this or they'll kill you? Really? Spent a lot of time in Dubai, Qatar, Oman, Jordan. Jordan I liked a lot. What else have I been in the Middle East? This one that starts with an L or a B. Anyway, I've been to that one. I actually accidentally went to the US Navy base there once. That was a funny story. I'll tell that story another time. Yeah, they've never tried to kill me. Seem really nice. So anyway, for people out there who've never even thought about this stuff, I'm telling you, look into it. So I'm super excited about my trip. Well, not super excited, but excited. Because I'm feeling so good. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to drink on this trip, because why would I drink? Like, I'm feeling so good. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing and just deal with the feelings of feeling lonely in the hotel room, and feel, you know, even the attraction to women when I see them at conferences and stuff. Go back to my hotel room, do some meditation, channel that sexual energy, which is all kind of tantra related stuff. Use that as energy as well. This is all stuff I've been learning. It's all fascinating. You're not taught any of this in your public indoctrination camps. In fact, you're told everything I'm saying is crazy by most people. What's going on? What's Lara doing? Lara! That's my girl. Lara! Evan? That's my girl. That's my girl. Oh, I'm missing Rango now. Oh, there's Rango. Hey, Rango. Rango, Ben. Ese es my boy. Muy bien. Muy bien. Just missing 2 chihuahuas. They're probably back at the house. Wow, Nada. She's just playing, but it's hard to tell. She plays with the chihuahuas like that too, and sometimes steps on them by accident and they squeal. But they're pretty durable, those little guys. That's basically it on the dry fasting. I'm gonna do it again today, like I said. Feeling awesome right now, like just enjoying this. Feel like I can actually feel like my body tingling, like all my cells are like happy. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with the dry fasting, maybe do longer ones in the future. But definitely has been awesome to try it. It really wasn't that hard for people. I read a few comments. I've mentioned this on Facebook. Some people said there's just no way I could do it. I'd feel too hungry. I'd be too moody. You need to do it. Start slow, but you need to do it. Those are the people. It's always the people who say they can't do it. Like there's many people I've met and they're like, I can't meditate. I'm like, why? They're like, my mind's going like 1,000,000 miles an hour. I'm like, you need to meditate more than anyone I know. Same thing with these people who say, I can't fast. There's just no way I could possibly do it. You need to fast so bad because you're fucked up. But yeah, I might try. I'm gonna have to Google this a little bit, see if anyone else has tried this before. But I've been intermittently fasting. I still continue to do that, and it's been great. I don't eat except for between 2 in the afternoon and 9 at night every day. Otherwise, I'm not eating. But I have been drinking. I've been drinking a lot of fresh squeezed red organic grape juice, which has been awesome, by the way. Talk about God's nectar. Talk about having energy and feeling good. I think that's part of the reason my dry fast actually hasn't been hard at all, is because I think I'm super hydrated from my diet, which has been, mostly fruit and a lot of fresh squeezed organic red grape juice. I have like 2 full glasses of that every day, and then the rest of the time I'm just eating some fruit, and that hydrates your cells. Talking about hydration, this is interesting. Everyone says how important hydration is, and of course it's important. If you weren't hydrated, you'd be pretty cardboard like. But there's a difference between just drinking a bunch of water and then having a bunch of crap food and eating fruit. Fruit is actually designed to go into your cells immediately. From what I understand, you don't even really digest fruit. It's just like automatic, just bam, goes into your cells and hydrates, which nothing else does like that. And a lot of people will say, well, I drink Gatorade to do that. Gatorade has more refined sugar than Coca-Cola. It's also more acidic, if you can believe this. More acidic than Coca-Cola. And Coca-Cola is already unbelievably acidic. And what you don't want to be doing is putting anything acidic in your body. And Gatorade is more acidic than Coca-Cola. So yeah, and people might say, well, LeBron James drinks it. Yeah, well, LeBron James is a freak. He exercises like insane amounts, which is all really good for your health. So he is able to put up with it, but he'll probably have problems over time from ingesting all this acidic stuff. What he should be drinking on the bench there is like some fresh squeezed red grape juice. That'll go right into the cells. So I think that's why this dry fast has been like no problem at all for me. Like I didn't feel dehydrated at all, because I think I'm really hydrated quite well from my diet. So that's another thing. So if you've got a really crappy diet, I wouldn't go right onto a dry fast. It'd probably feel kind of crappy. You gotta move into at least eating a lot more fruit. Maybe even do a juice fast first. If you've never fasted before, don't start with a dry fast. Start with a juice fast, or at least a master cleanse fast, something like that, or a water fast. Water's harder, in my opinion. I've actually never really done too much water fasting. I kind of skipped right over water and went straight to dry. But I feel amazing right now. Like, just so good. And it's not just like feel like your body, like my mind feels like so like, oh, I hear Jerry, he's down here. It just feels so, almost like at peace. Like I just feel good. I'm sure I got problems. I'm sure I'm gonna go back, turn on my email, and this went down. Some customers all unhappy. I have to deal with it. But right now, and even when I'm dealing with it, I'm just in a better space. I'm just like so zen. I'm really looking forward to getting some sun today too. I feel that's really something that I need. And it showed up during this dry fast. So I might be like super tan, super ripped, and super healthy looking in the next few months if I continue on with this. And super happy. And I think that's really all you would ever really want, right? At least in this physical body. There's my chihuahuas. See how good this zoom is. There they are. What, those dogs scare you? Does those scare you? You guys had to run home? Don't worry, this Lada's pretty strong. She can handle them. Don't worry. Muy bien, perros. Muy bien, Lada. Rango. Muy bien, todo.